It's Wednesday. Are you having a flashback to Tuesday? Good morning. I just can't hold the phone. I can see. I'm so lazy. Oh shit. Just dropped the damn phone. So last night, my language has really hit a low point. Oh, my friend Caroline is watching. Caroline, Vivian Howard is getting an award at Meredith on, when did she get an award? Oh, on February 19th. Are you going to go? Good morning, everybody. If you don't like to see those comments, you have to scroll to the left or the right or something. So before I went to bed last night, you know, I was going to go to bed early. Good morning, Beverly. But I got my children in bed early at 8. I was real proud of myself. So then I built a fire and I watched TV. Good morning, Catherine. There's not much better than being in your house alone by a fire watching television. My husband had gone to a movie evidently by himself. Good morning, Nicole and Deanne and Catherine. And now, hi Martha. I'm recovering from carpal. It's 9:30. I've been home, over an hour. The mornings are awful when you have children. Hey, Janie and Janet. I just can't say enough how bad they are. Such a dumb thing to complain about, but holy cow, where do you get your slushies from? Well, you know, I have to go to the Speedway. And sometimes I'm like, I should get coffee, but no, when I'm smoking, I'm going to get a slushie. Today, Blair has a basketball game tonight. Blair hates basketball, so that makes going to games fun. That's at 6:30 in Perquevitz County, which is Hartford. And I guess I'll take her to that. I'm going to make chicken divan because the children, you know, have benchmarks. I mean, if I hear Blair say the word benchmark one more time, I'm going to cut off my pinky toe. Oh, God, so annoying. Anyway, and yesterday she said, well, the teachers were talking about they do not get money for their grades. Like, gave me a mean look. And I told her teacher, I said, Blair seems to think that I've said that you get money for your grades. And I did say that, but at the end of EOG, she was like, oh my God, I was not talking about that. I said, well, she's suspicious of me. What the hell? It's school choice week this week, which is interesting. Why is she playing if she hates it? Because I signed her up. Well, I just thought it'd be good for her to get some exercise. I had no idea that the games were like an hour away every 5 minutes. Next year, she's not playing. I haven't told her that. That's the only way I'm keeping her playing this season is by telling her she doesn't have to play next year. I mean, by telling her she's going to play next year if she keeps complaining. Sports are good for them. That's what I think. They're like, you're not making Russell play. And Thomas said, everybody on my team can drive. But they'll get good that way. No, it's school choice week this week. Is it school choice month? I think it's this week. So you're supposed to cheer and loud your General Assembly for all the school choosing they give you. Yes, I'm going to be writing about school choice week, Ellen. I was going to do it this morning, but then I had to shell about the little boy from New Bern that's missing, Casey, who's 3 and is 28 inches tall, weighs 25 pounds. He yesterday was at his grandmother's house, and he and another 2 children, they were just playing outside, and the 2 came in and he was gone, and they looked and looked for him and they couldn't find him. And so this morning the search started again. If you live anywhere near New Bern and you can go help search, they are really welcoming that. He's little. It was cold last night. And so we just really pray that he'll be found, because that is a big deal. So that's why I didn't write about school choice week this morning, because I wanted to share about Casey. And I will say this just as an aside. people that say, JG's famous line is, "We're a school choice. If you don't like our school, you can leave." Yes, that seems to be a common theme in terms of school choice. So school choice means you can go to a charter school, you could go to private school, which great. I mean, I went to private school forever. I never set a toe in public school till Carolina. But private school is your money, right? Your family's money. It doesn't affect taxpayers. Yes, anybody can go to New Bern and help. Yes, they are welcoming anybody to help. There were 100 people this morning there at 7:30, and I think they will take as many as they have. Because then what they do is they walk like arm in arm in a distance around the house, and that really helps. So yes, I mean, even this morning I was like, shit, I could get to New Bern. But I have to take somebody to the dentist, so I can't. So anyway, school choice, a new thing that happened in North Carolina last year. So my friend Stu Egan, you know, Caffeinated Rage Stu Egan, sent me a post he wrote this morning, and then I was starting to write my own post. So he has a child with special needs like we do. And North Carolina came up with this plan. So if you have a child with a disability, you can actually send them to private school and get $9,000 from the state. That sounds good, doesn't it? Now, or you could get therapists, you could do all sorts of things with that $9,000. The only thing you can't do with that $9,000 is you can't say, you know what, I love my school. I'd like them to have the $9,000. No, because that would be too sensible, right? So you could also get another $8,000 from a disability fund. So that's 17. And then if you're low income, or you have a bunch of kids and don't make a ton of money, which I probably would get a little bit, you could get another 4,000. So if I want Amos to go to another school, even though I don't really have any schools around here that I could do that for him, I can get $21,000 of your tax money to send Amos to, let's say, Lawrence Academy, school nearby me. Now, can I get $21,000 so Amos can stay at our school to get services? No. I can't. So school choice is this way to take money from public schools and to put it into different programs. Now, one interesting thing about it is that once, as a parent, I'm not coming sure what you're referring to, we're talking about School Choice Week. So School Choice Week in North Carolina, we're one of 6 states that has money for families that have children with disabilities so that they can go to a private school. And I said, on the surface, you might think that's wonderful, but it's really not. So I can get $21,000, family in North Carolina can get $21,000 and bebop off to another private school. Now, once you do that, the public school is no longer bound by federal law to give services for kids with disabilities. So in IDEA, Amos's IEP. So private schools don't have to follow the IEP. So it's not like, oh, you get this money and you get to go somewhere else. You don't. And I don't know what happens. I guess if you don't like the school that year, you're shit out of luck, and maybe the next year you can start back over in public school. I wouldn't think it'd be forever that you were left out. So anyway, that's school choice for you. I just don't get it. If all these random bits of money, and then this is the best part, the $21,000 goes on a debit card. I get a debit card. Well, I think it was Arizona they did this. In Arizona, yes, Ashley, well, that's with a charter school. The money stays at the school. But this is different because if you go back to private school, they don't have to follow your IEP. Now, if you go to a charter school and then you pop back over to public school, they do. But it's some way to not follow an IEP. Now, I think it was Arizona, they did a research study of just the first 6 months of looking at how the money was spent and found $100,000 in fraud in 6 months in their state. So we have 100 students, which is about what they had. $100,000 in fraud. Parents had gone to the grocery store. They had bought movies, DVDs, and you can buy like DVDs if you can prove that they're educational. I mean, who's going to be checking these debit cards? I have trouble checking our, we have like 4 or 5 different accounts. I mean, I'm sure right now I'm in the hole in one of them. I mean, really? Is the state going to do that and then pay somebody to do that? Oh, it's dumb as dirt. Anyway, so that's school choice for me. In charter schools, there'll be 200 next year since we cut the cap. The cap was lifted in when there were 100. And really, charter schools are not bad. They can really be neat because they give families an option. But they were created for people that really needed an option. Now they're just created to help other people make money. Angela said, my son came home with a book published in 2005. I mean, I'll be damned. Anyway. There's some amazing charter schools in Raleigh. Yes, there are good charter schools. I'm telling you, I'm not above going to a charter school, but I'm not into people making money off charter schools. Right? I mean, make money on your own time. Make money off a private school. Do it all day long. There's this IMAG Academy in Florida, and a friend of mine's daughter goes there, and another friend's daughter went there. It's $70,000 or $80,000 a year. If you're real into sports, you go there. Fine. Charge them $180. I don't care. As long as my tax dollars don't have to pay for it. Hello, June. So anyway, I think if we put all this effort into our public school system, people would be pretty happy, right? I mean, I'm pretty happy, but I would love for my school to get an extra 21,000. Right now we get about 6 total, I think, 6 to 8. So 21, I mean, that's a lot. Volunteers are being turned away now due to the herd. Okay, thank you, Ashley. I'm gonna put that back on my blog post. Volunteers are no longer needed in New Bern because they have so many that have shown up. Good. My windshield's getting replaced at 10 o'clock because a rock hit it on the way to Wintergreen. So those Safe Light people come. Is it Safe Light? Safe something. Safety glass. That's what it is. You don't even have to pay. You just get your deductible or something. I don't know how they make money, but they do. Now, what else is there? I was getting in my truck, Janie said. Okay, Janie, well, that was very nice of you. Let's see, I talked to my friend. Oh, yeah, and then somebody last night, I mean, this really pisses me off, said, instead of just taking a photo and a story to try to make your page go viral, why don't you share a real news source? And the news source she shared was The Beat. The Beat. I mean, I am more of a valid news source than The Beat and The State. What the hell? Not all my nice supporters came out in droves. My friend Jolie from Wilmington told the person to go suck an egg. I'm real into that phrase now, go suck an egg. What if I was going to get popular from sharing about missing children? I mean, there's a special place in hell for people like that. Anyway, so annoying. We also have to share the Tracy stuff. That lady was crazy. I know. When am I going to share my Tracy stuff? And I've got some Mark Johnson, that dinner party he's giving. Who's paying for that is the real question. I think this group called Best NC is paying for it. It's funny that they're not sharing who's paying for it. I'm trying to find out what he's going to announce at the dinner. But I think it's going to be hard to get the information, but I'm working on it. I am. Got some moles, though I don't think anybody gives any information out around there anymore. We'll see. Now, on Monday, I leave for Florida. I'm real excited about that. And the next Monday, Amos has an appointment in Chapel Hill at the UNC Dentistry School with Lynn Fox, who's an amazing speech therapist. And every year or so, she does a big evaluation on him, and we see how much progress he's made. I love her. I really think he's made a lot of progress. We're trying to figure out, is it his palate that doesn't work right, or is it his brain not telling his palate what to do? And either way, there are some surgeries you can do to bypass the brain and hook some throat muscles to the palate. It's really something. Yes, Tracy took a lot of notes on my post. And somebody sent me a screenshot where she like defended me a while ago, but was like, Adrienne is a very nice lady. She's just disconnected when it comes to like people of color. She crazy? I mean, what the hell? Anyway. So weird. Ed like thinks that people should always have an abortion if they have a child with special needs. What the hell? I just don't get this. One, for people to even think that, and two, to say it. Think whatever you want. Be demented in your own brain, but don't like advertise it. Lord, it's crazy. Now, a lot of people got mad at me last night. I haven't written about that high school thing. Remember we talked about that yesterday? Covington High School. But I did comment on a post where people were like, the whole thing is fake. Now, I agree. There are a lot of details that are being left out of that whole story. But there's still this part of me that thinks this boy's family hired a PR firm. Doesn't that seem weird? But whatever. And he said in an interview, I should have walked away. So they've paid somebody to tell him to say that, because that would have been smart. But I'm telling y'all, there was a picture from and the school said, we are not racist. We don't uphold anybody being racist. Then why did they let someone paint their face as a minstrel? A minstrel. I know. Don't you love that I know that word? I read a lot of books long ago where you paint your face black and then do that white paint. If a school lets students paint their faces like that, don't tell me that they're not racist a teeny bit. Right? Anyway. What's weird about it is that everybody, what was I about to say? Shit, I can't remember. Oh, I know. People's feelings about the situation are totally tied to their own politics, and that bugs me. So if you're a Republican and love Trump, you think this boy has been just attacked by the media. If you're a Democrat and hate Trump, you think that this boy is awful, or is awful. Now, it shouldn't have anything to do with anything, should it? And I saw this post yesterday, and I thought it was really good, but Lord, I don't feel like dealing with the backlash, but they were like, where were all these people when Trayvon Martin was killed? Or, like, why didn't anybody come to his defense? Janie said, I miss others that come, and that is racist. Yes. So it's funny that this is like a real, like, my pediatrician is chiming in, like, you shouldn't, that picture doesn't have anything to do with it. Yes. Yes, it does, because it speaks to an atmosphere of a school. And why would they let children chant, build the wall? They were there as pro-lifers. Why blackface? No, they were blackface at home at their games. I'm not defending the kid. The PR firm is suspect. And the basketball game was terrible. Yes, exactly. Now, did this fella with the drum target them? It seems like he did, truthfully. So, yes, I'm not against that. But the school shouldn't take this like stance of we're holier than thou when they're actually not. So I think that looks bad for everybody. Oh God, I hear Mary Cole coming. She's supposed to be here at 10. I tell her to get here at 10, and then I'm just sitting out here shooting the shit with y'all. I don't know what we're going to do today. We're going to deal with the clothes, and we're going to make chicken fan with those hats on. I'm sure he did. My husband seems very, like, yesterday, he was like, I told him that I'd lost my license because I didn't pay the court fee. He was like, what are you even doing? I think now he thinks Mary Cole does everything and I just sit around. But it's not true. I mean, I've made doctor's appointments. I haven't done that in 6 months because I'm always so overwhelmed. And why am I overwhelmed, you might ask? I don't know, but I am. I'm overwhelmed. Motherhood is overwhelming. I need to diet. And this morning I was like sitting there thinking, you know, when I was at Meredith in college, did a diet, got down to 125. And do you know what I ate? I ate, I mean, this just tells you the dieting has changed. I ate rice cakes with fat-free cream cheese, and I ate a ton of baked potatoes with fat-free butter. That was like in the days of you buy everything fat-free. And I exercised. And I mean, I lost like 20 pounds. Maybe not 20. I don't know. I lost something though. I was thin. Why has dieting changed? Why do you have to eat a bunch of meat now? My husband, yes, he does have an assistant. And you're doing a lot of writing, which I love. I do too. And I love all this like newsy stuff, truthfully. Not that I'm a journalist, but I really do like it. I need an assistant to coordinate everything. I work so it overwhelms me every day, list on list. Yeah. And I tell you the other thing, we have eaten out way less since we've had Mary. Way less. Because she like helps me, like, what are you gonna have for dinner tonight? Or yesterday she went to the store and like I made a list and thought, okay, well, I'll cook today. That makes such a difference. Anyway. You were younger, your metabolism was better. That's the damn truth. Oh, cottage cheese. I ate a ton of cottage cheese. But this whole 12 thing says no dairy. All I did was eat dairy. So I just don't get it. I mean, why do they keep changing the rules on me? Oh, the library's open. I live beside the library. Look, look, look. Do you know how often I go there? Not often. Probably because I owe about $80 on my library card. So annoying. I mean, the library is a real expense for us. You know, there's this fellow that walks around every day around town. And he, I guess he has mental illness, but he goes to the library. And some days he walks by my fence and he cusses. But today he was being quiet. A woman with an assistant is living in luxury. Thank you, Angela. That is the damn truth. And Angela, I have not forgotten. I'm going to give away your fancy Solarte stuff. But we've got to get that done. We'll do that before I leave for Florida, I promise. Yes, I need an assistant. I have a big fundraiser starting at school for field trips. I do that every year. I got a text about that this morning. If I was still doing it, I said I would as long as I... Oh, I do need to go get the book, The Lords of Discipline, but see, now I'm going to have to go pay my $80 bill to get that book. I might as well just order it on Amazon. I think I just swallowed a dash. I got nothing else. So yeah, we'll be doing a little school choice, little Mark Johnson invitations. Talked to Vivian Howard yesterday. She and I are going to the Homestead with her twins and then Russell and Blair. February the 7th, I think, for the long weekend. We're going to meet in Rocky Mount so we can ride together, which is a little longer for me. But if we try to meet in Richmond and park at my friend Lisa's house, that's going to take us forever. So we're not. I told her we were going to leave at 8 o'clock. And she said I was pushy. And then she said, I'll be damned, I'm not going to be late. Because she's not very prompt. Not that I am. Thank you, Catherine. Loves my reasoning about the library. Good morning, Claudia. Yep. So this morning, I can't even get my leg up. It's because I got on my son's 2 big boots, which are like hot. Boots make your feet sweat. And they don't even feel warm. They just feel sweaty and claustrophobic. So yeah, I guess I'll go unpack from the ski trip and start my chicken. Last night we had a church ECW. It's like a church group dinner thing, and I went. You know what's interesting is, so older women like love my blog, but there's several, like even from my town, that like won't even talk to me. One in particular. It's like some people feel threatened by that. Do they? Or are they embarrassed? I don't know. Why won't they talk to me? It's quite a conundrum. It is true though. Oh, this is exciting. I'm speaking in April it's called a Happy Mama Retreat. Did you give an update on the Rocky Mount shit show? No, they haven't done anything. I know, Mary. Kathy, it's crazy, right? But it's true. They're afraid you'll post about it. Well, no, that could be true. No, I think when they go places, they probably hear like, do you know Adrienne? She's so wonderful. And they're sick of hearing it. Because then their own children who are my age don't get enough attention. Just saying. I think it's a possibility. What were we just talking about? Oh, I can't remember. Oh, a Happy Mama Retreat. And it's for moms that have kids with disabilities. Any, like invisible disabilities, real disabilities, whatever, ADD, autism. And it's in Montreat near Asheville. So excited. My friend Elizabeth's going to go with me. So that's exciting. Our ECW is older ladies, and the only reason they talk to me is I've been part of the church. No, most of them really like me. There's just a couple. And why should that bother me? But it does. Because I'm, want people to like me. Why are we all like that? Are y'all like that? I am. Anyway. That's that. Tried to call my parents. A good friend of theirs died yesterday of cancer. And I talked to my mom last night, and I didn't know. I saw it on Facebook. But they're on their way to get my dad's dental work this morning. So I'm going to call them back in a few minutes. Oh, and I have to get a plumber for my condo in Raleigh. Does anybody have a plumber in Raleigh they know? Because I need to find one. Ooh, the sun's coming out. I'm being blinded. Okay, people. I'll check in with y'all later. Maybe I'll try to do a live video from the basketball game tonight. That could be fun. Goodbye. It's Wine Wednesday. We might have to have wine tonight. Maybe around, what time? 6:37? Maybe 8. 8-ish. Goodbye.